Hello, my fellow patriots. Welcome to this edition of the Bunker Report. Look, this was brought to my attention, and I want to share it with you since we all live all over the country and we don't hear everything. So this is to get the word out there to you. I hope all of you out there spread this message to all the people that live in Chicago, Illinois, but just people around the country, around the world. But I hope you get this word out there so everybody gets ready. Chicago suburb empowers police chief to confiscate assault weapons, high-capacity magazines. No joke, fellow patriots. If you live anywhere around Chicago, especially in a small community called Deerfield, they're coming for your guns. This is on Breitbart, by the way. I'll leave a link. The Chicago suburb of Deerfield, Illinois, is giving residents 60 days to get rid of their assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. And empowering, there's a communist word for you, empowering the police chief to confiscate them from those who refuse to give them up. Deerfield previously allowed ownerships of such firearms and magazines, but had strict storage requirements in place for them. Now the firearms and magazines will be illegal to possess in one's home, even if properly stored. Guess what? You're now a criminal. Right? The Chicago Tribune reports a new ordinance prohibits the possession, sale, and manufacturing of certain types of assault weapons and large capacity magazines within the village. The village, there you go. Takes a village. I know there's lots of places across America that designate themselves as villages, not towns. I don't know where this came from. I didn't grow up knowing this. Of course, I was pretty sheltered, and I'm glad I was in a lot of ways growing up. Then I wasn't a victim of this social programming. Those in violation of these ordinances will face fines, $250 to $1,000 a day. Deerfield's original assault weapons ban, including storage requirements, was instituted in 2013. The new ban is being put in place because of instances where assault weapons have been used criminally in Parkland, Florida, Sutherland Springs, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada. We all know what's going on there, folks. I did a video on different connections. What's going on there? Everybody's done videos, right? The ordinance warns that stock assault weapons are customizable to become even more dangerous weapons of mass casualties and destruction. Here comes your Second Amendment going away. Well, whoever authorized this, the mayor, whatever they are down there, I'm sure we'll read more as we read on, they're in clear violation of the Constitution of the United States. They come for your guns, folks. If it was me, they'd come for your guns. You shoot back. Then you find who sent them. I can't believe he said that. Well, they're violating your Second Amendment. You have a right to defend yourself. Use that right. Then find out who sent them. Well, they're admitting who sent them in these articles, aren't they? Section 1519 of the ordinance states the chief of police and his or her designees shall have the power to confiscate any assault weapon of any person charged with a violation under this article. The chief of police shall cause to be destroyed each assault weapon or large capacity magazine surrendered or confiscated pursuant to this article. All constitutional violations of every constitutional right there. The ordinance does not state whether police will regularly knock on doors. Not at first, because they're going to find out if people are going to actually shoot back. That's the way I'm looking at it. But once it becomes normal, they won't even bother knocking on doors. They'll kick in the doors and enter homes to check. Let me read that again. The ordinance does not state whether police will regularly knock on doors and enter homes to check in closets and under beds for assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Believe me, they will. Why let it get that far? And somebody says down here, where the hell is the NRA? All that goes out the window, guys. No, you haven't heard any reports on this. No, it hasn't hit mainstream news media. My own opinion, I think this is a test bed to see if they can get away with it. If you live in Deerfield, Illinois, and who knows, I don't know the composition of people who live in Deerfield, Illinois. The most of people that live there could be complete leftists anyway and don't have such things. So it'll go over as being smooth. I don't know. But I'm sure somewhere in Deerfield, Illinois, there's quite a few people that own weapons. If you're listening to this video and you live anywhere around that area, please leave a comment and chime in about the makeup of the people that live in Deerfield, Illinois. I'd like to know. I'm sure the rest of us would too. Are the people that live, maybe you don't live exactly in Deerfield, Illinois, maybe you live around the area. But I'm sure all of us would like to know the position or the type of people who live in Deerfield, Illinois. Are they largely leftist socialists who believe in restriction of everything, follow the old Stalinistic, socialistic, collectivist mindset, so they probably don't own these things? Or are there a lot of constitutional-loving Americans that live in Deerfield, Illinois? I don't know, but you might. Please chime in. We'd like to know. But if there's a lot of you that live in Deerfield, Illinois, I suggest right now you get on a phone, and this was posted 3 days ago. You should have already been on a phone. But I suggest you get on a phone, call your buddies, and make sure you have a plan to defend yourself against this stuff. Make sure you start talking to one another like, hey, man, down there at such and such avenue, looks like they're coming after Bill's guns, or somebody lives there in that area. They have guns. Looks like they're coming to raid his house for no reason. Then mobilize and deal with the problem. The rest of you. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit down and do nothing. Even though I live down the street. Maybe I will turn in my weapons. That could be the large makeup of Deerfield, Illinois, too. We just don't know. But what we do know, Chicago suburb empowers police chief to confiscate assault weapons, high-capacity magazines. I want to know. I'm sure if we read the Tribune article, let's see if they left a link. I think they did. There's the Chicago Tribune. The Village Board of Trustees. Oh, there is a problem right there. The village. I love it. Wait a minute. Go back. I have it on mute. That's why. Let's see. Pause it. The Village Board of Trustees in Deerfield, Illinois, a Chicago suburb, have unanimously approved to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. So the Village Board of Trustees, so whoever sits on this Board of Trustees are constitutional traitors. Do you understand me, ladies and gentlemen, fellow patriots? They are traitors to the Constitution of the United States. They're in violation of any oath, but who knows what oath they actually took. They could have taken an oath to Satan. Probably most of them have. But there you go. They're in violation of their oath if they took the correct one. They're the criminals. They all need to be arrested. All of them. Are they going to be? That's what the police chief, if he was honest, he'd turn around and arrest every one of them. But I'm sure he's not, or she's not, whoever the police chief is. Owners of the weapons living in North suburban Deerfield have until June 13th to remove all firearms from within the village or face daily fines. Really? Yeah, I'd give them all the firearms, bullets first, right out of the gun barrel. Approved Monday night. The Village Board of Trustees unanimously approved the gun ban on certain types of assault weapons. Basically what we read in Breitbart. That's what it is. Goes into the fines. I won't read it all. You can read it as I'm scrolling. Well, I'll leave a link. Well, I don't even have to leave a link to this, because if I leave you a link to Breitbart and you hit the hyperlinks on Breitbart's, it'll take you right here. However, let's see. Deerfield trustees did enact an ordinance defining assault weapons and the safe storage, transportation of those weapons within the village. That measure, which enacted during the Permitted time frame, blah, 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 blah. This is not only held constitutional by the Seventh Court, but similar laws which have been ruled constitutional in California, District of Columbia, and Maryland. Oh, really? So they're saying this is all constitutional. So you mean to tell me that the confiscation, that's constitutional? Really? Here's the document. You click on that. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. We have pictures of these trustees. Looks like we do. These look like trustees here? Recognize any of their faces? Deerfield trustees prepared to vote on assault weapons ban in front of packed crowd April 2nd. Packed crowd. I don't know. Are they all leftists? Probably. Live around Chicago. But I don't know. You guys live around Deerfield. Maybe you know. Look like a leftist to me. So obviously, what was it? They say they unanimously voted? Is that what that said back there? Unanimously. Okay, so that means they all, if these are the Board of Trustees members up here, and they unanimously voted for this, these are all traitors. This guy here, maybe you know where they are. They're traitors. Why aren't they being arrested? The violators of the Constitution. Why aren't they being arrested? Somebody tell me. They're not going to be. They're going to crawl in their holes somewhere and stay there. There's the people, when they come for your guns, guys, if you live in Deerfield, when they come for your guns, these folks right here are the ones who sent the goons to get your guns. Change happens. Where do these names come from? Adrila, I don't know how to pronounce that. Deerfield High School senior in favors the legislation, says that she wants more action. More action. So some high schooler wants more action. Let's see. Some guy urges civil disobedience as a way to stay safe. Yeah. There's an ancient and honored American tradition called disobeying an unjust law. Of course it's unjust law. Anybody who can read the Constitution, I don't care what lawyer, what judge says, oh, well, they can confiscate weapons in that city. I don't care what they say. Constitution says something different. Constitution wasn't written for communists. Written for everybody. Even communists, but I have urged people to listen to their conscience and if so moved, not to obey. I do more than just not obey it. I take care of the problem and then come after the people who sent them. Because if these people aren't going to be indicted and arrested for violating constitutional law, if that's not going to happen to them, then I suggest you patriots who live in Deerfield handle it. Just not looking good, folks. Oh, look, I just happened to scroll down. Video captures University of Chicago police officer shooting student near campus. I don't know what that's all about. But there it is. So here it comes. Here comes the test bed right here. I'm sorry to say it. If you live in Deerfield, I'm sorry, guys. You are the test bed. They are using you to see if they can get away with confiscating weapons. You're going to be the guinea pigs to find out if they can get away with this. And we all know Chicago's a very liberal, communist, collectivist city. know this. Everybody knows this. I know this sucks for you patriots that live around that area. But it rests on you what you're going to do about it. And I don't know what the makeup is around that area of, I mean, obviously they vote these, people vote these trustees or whatever they are. They vote these constitutional traitors in their positions of authority. Leads me to believe that most people in that area are either oblivious, don't care, or collectivists themselves. I don't know. We'll find out in the coming days, won't we? All the views I've expressed in this video are my opinions, guys, or my thoughts. Okay, but you need to do what you need to do. And we'll find out how it goes as the days progress, won't we? Progress. There I am using a communist term. I hate that. Keep your powder dry and your barrel pointed in the right direction. I'll talk to you again soon.